Welcome back, my lady. Did your meeting with the High Council not go well? Oh, I can tell judging by that expression on your face. Did they not accept your suggestions at all? Oh, that all sounds dreadful. They should have at the very least listened to what you had to say. Why don't you sit with me by the fire, and let me ready you for a good night's rest? With your permission, I would like to remove your crown, to properly brush your hair. I know you have told me it is fine before. I still feel that I must ask it, though. If you don't mind turning your head this way. Ah, thank you. The High Council is full of such rude fairies. They have never liked an idea that they didn't make up themselves. But I think your ideas are great. Initiating trade with the dwarves will help the kingdom rebuild after last winter's storms. And soup kitchens for the kingdom's poorest is such a kind way to help. You, my lady, are full of such wonderful ideas. You must be wondering how I remember so much about your plans. I do enjoy listening to you speak. You are so passionate about everything you do. I admit that I do eavesdrop on your conversations with the other nobles. When I bring honey dates and soft cheese for you and your guests, I like to stay near to hear what you have to say. You have such a lovely and soothing voice. It is like a blanket that covers me in its warmth. I become so enraptured in your stories that I stay with you for longer than I mean to. I know it is traditional for me to leave, but I can't help myself. Please forgive me, You're okay with it? Why, thank you, my lady. You want to know my favorite story that I've heard from your noble friends? Are you sure? I would not want to offend you. Well, I enjoyed the tale of one of the nobles falling off of his dragonfly on a morning hunt. He wandered too far from his hunting party and ended up near a river boar's territory. The river boar scared his dragonfly half to death, and it bucked him off to fly away. To imagine him falling off of his steed and covered in mud was so different than his usual snooty demeanor. I told one of my handmaiden friends the tale, and word gets around fast with the servants. His nickname between us became Stick in the Mud. I'm glad you found that amusing. You want to hear more stories? Let me run a bath for you. I can continue to share more stories while you bathe. Your bath is ready, my lady. There we are. Now doesn't that feel nice after a long day? Those meetings take so long, don't they? I only wish I could accompany you. You must be so miserable during so many meetings. I am only glad that I can make your evenings peaceful. What's that? Ah, yes. More stories. Well, let's see. I have been told that the royal cook used to be in the circus. Could you imagine that? A cook from the circus, a juggler even. One of my handmaiden friends saw the royal cook juggling apples in the kitchens. Now this isn't unusual, as most of the staff have some unique talent. However, the cook had not seen her yet, and supposedly kept adding more apples to his juggling, and more, and even more. until he was juggling 20 apples at once. My friend approached him and asked how he had gained such an extraordinary talent. He told her everything about his circus days as a juggler. His passion had always been juggling, so when he joined the circus he was having the time of his life. Being a long-lived fairy, his passion soon turned monotonous from living so many decades in the circus. It wasn't until the king visited the circus that our dear cook found meaning again. His passion had always been juggling, so when he joined the circus he was having the time of his life. Being a long-lived fairy, his passion soon turned monotonous from living so many decades in the circus. It wasn't until the king visited the circus that our dear cook found meaning again. A member of the royal guard ensnared him into a romance so deep and intimate that even my handmaiden friend was abashed to repeat what he had told her. To stay with this lover, he worked hard to become the royal cook, and the rest is history. Ah, was my story that tear-jerking? You cry during romantic stories? Then that is something we have in common. When I was told his story, I cried as well, though I am not much of a storyteller compared to... Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you think that I'm a good storyteller. I enjoy spending time with you. I hope I can tell you stories more often. Are you done with your bath, my lady? Here, let me grab a towel for you. Let me dry you off. You want to know why I'm looking away? Well, my cheeks are red, you say. I can explain. Oh, of course. A joke. How very clever. You sure got me. Let us move back to the bedroom, shall we? Now, which nightgown would you like to sleep in tonight? Blue lace with baby's breath beads, or white silk with swan feather sleeves? Ah, an excellent choice. There you are. Are you ready for bed? Of course I will tuck you in. Is there anything else you need of me? Will I sit on the bed with you? Well, yes, you are the princess. Whatever you wish. Good night, my lady.